Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Scope. Episode 202, if I'm doing my math correctly, after
202.
a long hiatus.
It's true. Long hiatus.
We've forgotten how to do the show.
When did we last record? Was it
January?
Was it
It
January?
was January.
And we released some in February still, but
Yeah.
That's a long break for us.
it is.
We'll get into why there was a long break, but we won't do it this show.
Nope. You'll have to wait till
And the
next
reason
show.
why we won't do it this show is because of Adam. It's always about this guy, and he demanded. He sent me a private message,
Did
a
he?
PM,
PM.
that said,
On what platform did I PM you?
I think it was like America Online.
Okay.
And he said, I will be doing news this first episode. It doesn't matter if we have a million things to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm doing news.
Right.
It
Yeah.
has to be done that way. And my beard looks great.
Interesting. I don't know why he would be so demanding, but
Right.
He is, Jared. So we're going to deal with that.
Go back and read those email threads. It's a lot of yelling at
Yeah.
you.
And then we got on IRC, and then we really started like
Right.
rattling off all sorts of mean things.
Right. I got ops and then I kick banned you. And,
Yeah. Like, why are you doing this? I want to be here.
Right.
kick band. Wow.
He remembers all the lingo, Jared.
I know he does.
I'm shocked that I haven't figured out how to get on IRC again. I had to go and get my
You had to do that recently?
my parents' old computer. It was a black screen with green text.
IRC only exists on old computers now?
Yeah, and I wanted to play chess, like war games,
Okay.
against some sort of supercomputer.
It's actually still pretty popular. IRC is.
Yeah.
Chess too, I'm assuming.
Chess,
is still
chess has
popular.
not fallen out
But
of favor.
IRC is still pretty popular.
Does Howard Stern still like chess? Does he talk about that all
No,
the
he's
time?
over chess.
No, he's
into
what is
painting.
he painting now?
He's
He
a
doesn't
painting.
even. He still does photography, but he doesn't talk about it.
He's a painter.
Gotcha.
He is.
The one thing we can talk about, because I think this is relatively good news that Adam may not cover, is the release of Daredevil on Netflix.
Yes.
Is that in your news
No.
stories? Okay, good. So that just hit last
Not
night.
now.
How is that
anyway.
not the most important story at the top of the list? It should be.
I think the most important story that comes
I
out
mean,
of that
It
is,
wasn't on Reddit/men's rights. That's where all my news comes from.
Of course it
Oh.
is.
Oh,
A lot of men's rights with this guy.
where's my sad trombone?
Come on,
Perfect.
Jared.
I couldn't even do it better.
Bitches.
There. That's Shane on the MRA forums.
Double bitches. Daredevil is on TV now, Adam, and
Okay.
on your screens. And guess what?
I'm watching it right now.
Netflix is on my television.
Shane finally bought in.
I got Netflix.
Finally.
The
After hoarding all of his discount months, and you're on a free trial now,
I'm on a free trial.
and you got you were collecting like a bunch of discount codes or something like that.
Well, I would go to the store and I would buy Netflix gift cards, and I would get them on a slight discount because I have that ability. And then I
And do nothing with them?
and nothing until Daredevil came out, because I knew that I wouldn't watch Netflix until Daredevil came, because I just
Okay.
wouldn't have time.
You haven't been doing this
Right.
for years.
No,
You
no,
just
no.
was- okay.
I did it the last 3 months. So if you buy 3 of these $30 cards, you pretty
Sure.
much pay for your entire year of Netflix.
Okay.
So then I don't feel so bad about it.
But then you could watch it all in one day.
That's what I'm
Do
doing.
you know my life? How am I going to watch
I know. You're
13
very busy.
hours of Daredevil in one day? But
I thought it was only 10, but it
there-
is 13.
But Adam, there is one person that almost did that.
What?
And that would be the second of 3 Scope co-hosts, Jared.
Bonzo the Talking Bear, he's our secret co-host who's never been on the show. And he is a Daredevil fanatic.
I watched one episode last night.
Just one.
My wife watched a half of an episode because she fell asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Jared was supposed to come over and watch with me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you were going to wait until 10 o'clock to start watching.
But when I text him, let's not ruin the story. Don't step on the story.
Whoa.
Let's pretend like it was right away.
All right.
When I text him, he's like, "Oh, I'm already 7 episodes in,"
Whoa.
and that was like 9 o'clock.
Good job.
It wasn't 10, but it was 9 o'clock.
I got out of work a little early.
Some of us were busy volunteering for Kids in Need Foundation.
I don't believe
yesterday.
that for not anybody in this room.
My
I have a
ini-
picture.
my initial plan when
Why
I
is your head photoshopped in a girl with giant breasts? I don't understand that. Anyway, Jared, go ahead.
my initial plan when I learned the release date of the show was I was going to take the day off of work
Okay.
and I was going to watch it all in one day. For circumstances that will become more apparent in our next episode when we talk about things, that wasn't an option. But I did get out of work a little bit early, so I managed to watch 8 episodes, took a break, watched episode 9 before going to bed, and then I got up and I watched 2 more this morning.
So let me ask you.
So I'm now through 11 episodes. I've got 2 left.
13, okay.
Is it that good?
I think it's great.
Is it better than Arrow?
Yes.
Is it better
I think
than
so.
The Flash?
Yes. It's not, it's very
I'm
dark.
talking about 1992 Flash.
Yeah, definitely. It's a whole different tone than both of those shows. It's very dark. It's very violent. There's swears in it, which is sort of a first for Marvel.
Is it better than season 2 of ER? That's the historical.
I'm pretty sure 92 Flash was on CBS following Beauty and the Beast.
Of course it was. Is
Yes.
it better than Beauty and the Beast? If
Man.
you say yes, we're turning off your mic.
No.
Okay,
I mean, you
perfect.
can't. That's you're talking Linda Hamilton. You're talking Ron
A Lion
Perlman
Man.
A Lion Man.
in their prime. You don't get better than Beauty and the Beast.
He probably licks his own anus to keep it clean, like all cats do.
No, I'm enjoying this series quite a bit. And I've even I still have not seen. Just I know this is a bit of a spoiler, not really, but I still haven't seen the red costume yet. I'm assuming he's getting to that point. So don't be like episode 6 going, I wonder where that costume is. You got a ways to go yet.
It might be the last reveal of the last episode, Adam.
But
You never know.
What's the Flash?
What?
I don't even know what this is.
What are you talking about?
Is this like a Steam Flash sale when
Yes.
that happens?
He's playing Har with us.
Anyway.
The hiatus has been too long for us. Adam.
Is this is the gritty reboot of Flash Gordon? They just named it The Flash Gordon, and
Do I just cut all this out? Is that what I'm doing?
I think we'll have to have a 15-minute show the rate we're going. Don't make him angry. He might not read the news later. So
Anyway.
we need him.
I think I'm enjoying the show quite a bit. The production values are very high, even though it's a lot of dark shadows and alleys and maybe they're recycling buildings. I don't know, but they make it look like he's in different places all the time.
Is it better than Agent Carter?
It's very different. I would say it's better for me. I like it better.
Agent
some
Carter was
people-
good.
Agent Carter got really good by the end, but it's such a different type of show. This is gritty and dark. And
He's really stuck on the gritty and
violent.
dark.
But in a good way. It really works with the character, and they do spend a lot of time on the characters, which is good. I mean, you have that time, that luxury when you have 13 hours to tell your story. So
Yeah, I think that this show, at least from the 53 minutes that I've watched of it, is doing exactly what Marvel wanted to do, which is have a completely different feel for certain aspects of their superhero universe.
Yep.
And this one gets it right. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still hit or miss, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sort of suffers from needing big scope, but feeling small way too much.
Yeah.
That's the problem
this
with that show.
This show is fine. It's not a very large scope. It's a very localized story that's being told. Which is perfect for this character. Vincent D'Onofrio is fantastic as the Kingpin. He's got a certain style and affectation to him that could be distracting if it wasn't pulled off so well. So
yeah, it's interesting because they make a big effort right from the start to try to establish that yes, this is a world with superheroes, but they're too busy, or they're not going to be looking at this scale to be dealing with these problems. They've got other issues. But yet they still weave it into the narrative of what is going on in Hell's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of the stuff that's going on in Hell's Kitchen is actually a result of the events of the first Avengers film.
Is this Daredevil?
Yes.
Why did I think this was the Flash?
I don't know.
They both wear red?
Yeah. I
Okay,
guess.
that's why you wanted to cut out that hilarious bit that I
I
was
wasn't
earlier.
sure you were doing
Oh my
like an
God.
Andy Kaufman performance.
Yeah,
over there.
you're going to go into wrestling mode here and try to taunt me. Adam, are you going to watch this show?
Yeah.
Anytime soon or not?
Well,
More
in
volunteer
a couple
work, perhaps?
episodes,
Or are you into kickball season already?
softball starts on Wednesday.
He's way done
Thank
with
you
kickball.
very much. Yeah, I met my wife already. I don't need kickball anymore.
Oh.
That was just a secret ploy to meet the women.
Well, you could also be a dashing blind lawyer. Apparently, that's how you meet women too.
Shit.
Talking about Daredevil again.
On
the brain.
I will have a lot of time to watch this that I'll detail in a coming episode.
Oh.
Hmm.
Not sure what to make of that.
All right.
I'll probably forget by the time we get there. By the way,
We will not let you.
Okay.
Note to self: explore Adam's life. All right, so we like Daredevil. We're excited for what's going to be happening in this new, darker corner of the Marvel cinematic universe.
They've already most of the story so far is contained to the main thrust of this season. But there have been a little bit of kind of, I don't know, foreshadowing, or at least showing some mysterious things that will probably play out in other Netflix series going on. Maybe they're already building to the Defenders or whatever that team up is going to be.
I think they probably are.
It's pretty cool.
With Jessica Jones, that will be the next series.
It's the next one.
And that should be very exciting as well.
Has
Starring
Hulu
Kristen
had
Ritter.
a big budget show that we've liked so far? Because Hulu's going to get in on some of this stuff soon with what are they getting? The Dark They're doing like a Stephen King. Aren't they doing the Dark?
No,
No, they're doing the JFK one.
Yeah, which that could be enough for, and that's starring James Franco.
Right.
I mean, that could be enough for me to try out Hulu for a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
That was a
book,
really good
that
book.
1960.
11/23/63.
Yeah, terrific. So Hulu's getting into it, but they're definitely not in the superhero world yet. We'll see. It's delicious.
I love it. It's a good time.
So Daredevil's
Good.
on
Caught
TV.
that.
Jared loves it. I've seen some. Adam will be seeing some, and we'll find out why that is next episode. But what's going on in this episode, Jared?
I don't know what is going on.
I've already told you. You're not paying attention. It's Adam's news.
and
We're back, and Adam's going to make sure that he covers
It's not
all.
my news. It's our news.
You're sharing it
It's
with
the
us.
world's
Yeah.
news.
It's the world's news, and we are just presenting it to you.
yes.
So let's take a quick break on episode 202.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back with Adam, his news, Jared, and me on the scope.
This is The Funk.
At Amazon.com where I bought my mom some Woodstock wind chimes. She was so happy she went and bought me a Wee Belly cookbook. I lost 50 pounds and I'm much smaller man boobs now. Amazon.com.
Hey, give me that old skepticism. Give me that logical positivism. Dialectical materialism's good enough for me.
1, do the thing. 2, do the thing again. 3, do another thing. 4, go, go, go!
Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Under the scope.
And we're back with episode 202, and that means news. Adam, it's like riding a bike, baby.
Yeah.
Get on that bike.
Start pedaling.
All right. Well, this is a really good follow-up from what we were talking about in the first segment.
All right.
The A block, as it's called in the biz.
That's an insider term.
Marvel is developing another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff for ABC.
I saw that.
It's a rumored spinoff.
Right. Well, I don't know. This was
It's in
presented
development.
as-
It doesn't mean it's actually going to happen.
Sure.
Go ahead, read your story.
So anyway, huge news for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans. Not
There's
only
a few.
is the third season of the action adventure series pretty much guaranteed, but Marvel is quietly developing a spinoff for ABC. Entertainment Weekly reported that it's being produced by Jeffrey Bell, who is behind Angel and the X-Files, and one of the writers from The Shield, who also wrote for Lost and
The
Hawaii
Shield,
Five-O.
as in,
Sorry, Shield. You're right.
I was going to say
Shield.
FX is a
Right.
shield?
No,
or
this Shield.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Agents of,
Gotcha.
comma.
S period
Here-
H.
Here's
period.
the thing. Here's the thing that makes this like a non-story.
Hit me.
We don't know who or which characters from the current series will be moved over to the proposed spinoff. So there's just a lot of speculation that follows after that. Have you guys heard what the rumors are for this?
I haven't.
I have.
Okay.
Have you? Elaborate.
So one of the rumors is that Carlson will be creating a superhero school, essentially, and I think it's going to come out in the latest episode.
Will this be called Sky High? Will Kurt Russell be one of the teachers?
And will it be
and-
awesome? Because
and then Sky will actually be the teacher. They're going to name it after her.
Nice.
No, so yeah, that is the rumor. And in the next episode of Shield, you're going to find out that that Carlson may be out there trying to find or locate, if you will, other super powered beings like Sky. So that is the possibility, and there have been comics in the Marvel universe like Avengers Academy, which deal with young kids being trained, and
Runaways.
well, that's different.
I know.
That's different. But they're also in one of the Marvel mega crossovers, we find out that Nick Fury had secretly been training a bunch of kids that were completely off of the grid, so that if the main superheroes were ever compromised in any sort of way, that he could bring this unknown team into action to then take on bad guys that, like I said, could have compromised all the well-known superheroes. So this could be something like
There's
that.
also, not many people have heard of this, but this guy, Charles Xavier, also had a school where he was training people.
I've heard rumors.
There's a lot of moaning going on there, too.
Maybe if Fox would, if they ever do their X-Men TV show, it will be about that. Who knows?
So this will be the Grey's Anatomy
Yes.
of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
My feeling is that I like that idea of having this superhero school, but then you just change Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to be that. Like like they would do with Alias or other shows that had this mythology. You just change it up in the middle of the show and you give them something different.
You don't think there's enough enough of an audience there to support 2 shows?
No, I don't.
Or 3.
3 shows, yeah.
Maybe. Well, we don't know if Agent Carter's going to survive.
The ratings of S.H.I.E.L.D. are not great. They're okay. It's an important show for Disney. It's an important show for ABC because it
averages 7.4 million with a 2.8 rating for the 18 to 49 demo.
What if they could do a show that's a little bit more teen oriented with a younger group of heroes being trained? Do you think that might bring in a younger audience and that might be a good thing?
Maybe.
That's
not a bad idea.
Do those kids watch TV?
Give me a job, ABC. What?
Do those kids watch TV?
They don't.
Okay.
That's a problem.
Here's the thing. You need to have a compelling
You need to do it in like 6-minute chunks on YouTube. They might watch it.
You need to have a compelling show.
They won't pay for it.
If you are going to be dealing with superheroes, you actually have to show superheroes. And you then also have to have a budget that makes it look somewhat comparable to the movies. How you do that is tricky, obviously, because the movies are as big as you possibly can get. But if you're going to be dealing with that subject matter, and that's what people really want to see, you've got to be able to do it some way. Next.
So I mentioned this in the first block also, but we have another new announcement on
Scientology
on the Dark Tower film book series turning into a movie again. This has been one of those, like, it's been since publication they have been trying to do this and failing nonstop. So right now it's Sony that's behind it, and
Sony's busy.
Yes, and they say it's a priority, and you can kind of see this makes sense if if it was successful and there were whatever, there were four books, I think, and then the comic book was the 5th, whatever it was.
I don't know.
Having a universe that they could call all their own, right, without having to rely on anyone else.
They're also developing another TV show for a possible mega movie universe. We'll get into that after your...
Okay. But I mean, Imagine is behind this, so that's Ron Howard's production
so they're still
studio.
involved.
Yep.
Okay.
The script for it was written by Akiva Goldsman and Jeff Pinker. Akiva Goldsman has been behind. Did he do Godzilla? I think he did the latest Godzilla.
Akiva's been connected to a lot of things, including the other universe that
you're going to talk
Sony
about.
might be developing. Yes.
So there's no release planned for this. There's nothing. There's nothing. Just that this has happened multiple times. I guess Universal had a TV deal to make a TV miniseries or series of movies, basically. That didn't happen. Warner Brothers was rumored for a while, also. So we'll see what happens.
Sure.
What's do you want to talk about your
sure?
Your thing now?
The other while we were gone, the other property that was picked up by Sony was Robotech.
Oh,
right. I saw this.
So they were actually, that show was actually in development at Warner Brothers, I believe, or maybe it was Universal. I don't know. They ended up letting the rights go, and then Sony scooped them up with the intention of putting it on the fast track and hopefully creating an entire movie universe based on the Robotech cartoon.
Sure.
Which, for the people out there that don't know, Robotech is a combination of 3 separate Japanese animated shows that they brought together, rewrote with one giant story, and then released it here in America. So it has the possibility of being a massive story.
Right.
And if it's done right, that could very easily work in a mega universe type of situation, a cinematic universe.
Did Robotech exist as its own cohesive thing outside of America, or was that done and then only happened here?
It was released in other countries as Robotech. Okay. In Japan, I do not believe it was ever released because it took like one of their most beloved shows ever, Super Dimensional Fortress Macross.
Of course.
And then
it's a very efficient name.
That was the first part of Robotech, and then turned into something not completely different, but different enough where it would cause confusion. So I think people in the know in Japan know what Robotech is, but the general population
They know
probably
what's up.
doesn't know.
All right.
Doesn't know.
This is an entertainment heavy week.
It is. Next.
Arrested Development. We have a pseudo confirmation on a 5th season.
Yeah.
I can watch it.
Yes.
You can watch the 4th season. You
Seven-
can judge it harshly.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people not big fans of that 4th season,
It's
Adam.
not. It's just weird.
It is weird.
It's not Arrested Development, but maybe it's like you can't go home again. So maybe we shouldn't have hoped for that or this.
Well,
But Brian Grazer, the executive producer on the show, he was on whose podcast? Oh, Bill Simmons, the BS Report.
he was not on this podcast.
No, but he is now. Brian, please.
Please, come on now. Show yourself.
He's camera shy.
He's in the shadows.
Camera shy. Does not want to be involved. Why is he dressed like Daredevil?
So Bill Simmons was asking him about it and talked about the rumors of a 5th season. And Grazer said, people are so loyal to it, and we're going to do another 17 episodes. No confirmation by Netflix if it's them that it's still with. No, nothing's actually been, nailed down, I guess. But it sounds like, from the producer's standpoint, it's coming.
So the key on this, to be more successful than the 4th season, is you have to have all the cast together.
Yeah.
The majority of the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe you don't do 17 episodes. Maybe you do 10 episodes,
Right.
10 really strong episodes. You're not bound by traditional sitcom, network sitcom rules, even though 17 is less than the average
17 is
22
a
or so.
weird number.
Right.
Why would you just throw that out
We
there?
call that like the Lost number. Didn't Lost do around 17 episodes or so a
I
year?
guess, sure.
We call that the lost number.
That's what we do.
Have you guys watched
Why not?
Community on Yahoo?
I started watching
Nope.
the first episode.
I'll get to it.
Yeah. It's
I've,
there, right?
I've been so. I don't like how they're doling it out one episode a week or something like that. Like it's regular TV. It's like, come on. And I've just had so much broadcast and cable stuff to catch up on.
Yeah.
Some of those shows are ending. Some of those more shows are starting up this weekend. Like Orphan Black starts today. Game of Thrones obviously is back. So
Louis.
there's just so much TV.
Community on Yahoo is sort of dealing with the same issue that it did the previous year that Community was on. Is they're sort of spending time trying to explain why the cast is changing, and they have to be sort of meta about it and dig into that and be clever. And I don't know. Community is a show for me that has always been hit or miss.
Yeah.
And this, even just getting through the first episode, it's still hit or miss for me. So.
All right.
Excellent. Let's talk more movie news.
Let's do that.
We've got there are some rumors, non-rumors about Harry Potter, more Harry Potter books coming. JK, the headline in Entertainment Weekly I think was great. It was like, is JK Rowling writing more Harry Potter?
Yeah.
That they questioned it, and then and then they quote from her interview on the Today Show where she was like, "No, unequivocally,
Yeah.
no." Maybe I will in the future. I've always said I might. I am not doing anything right now.
She's writing the movie scripts.
Yes.
For
that's what I was going to talk
Oh,
about
okay,
here.
sorry,
So
didn't
they
mean to
haven't,
step on your news.
It's okay. They haven't cast it yet, but Eddie Redmayne is currently the front runner to play the Magizoologist in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
That's not a real word.
it is, Jared.
Magizoologist.
The Harry Potter spinoff will be a trilogy depicting the adventures of Newt Scamander, who authors the Fantastic Beasts book 70 years before Harry Potter finds out he's a wizard, and buys the book in Diagon Alley.
Did you read that book?
No. Did you?
No.
It's a kid's book. I don't read kids' book.
Did you read Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I got you in a box. Football team.
Here's an interesting change. Do you know where these 3 stories are set?
I think they're set on Tatooine and Naboo.
Well, Tatooine's gone now. We all know ISIS has taken it over, so
Okay.
that doesn't exist.
That wasn't a true story,
It
by the
takes
way.
place in 1930s New York rather than England.
I heard 1920s New York, but
Well, whatever.
The fact that I think New York is the
Way
key
different,
is
yeah.
the key difference here.
Yes.
You're bringing you're enlarging the magical world. to
they're
encompass-
always trying to focus on America, Jared. It's those stinky Americans trying to get their nose in everything.
those stinky Americans.
Yeah.
You're right.
But yes,
Thank you.
she
You're
is
right. When
writing
you're right,
the
you're right.
screenplays for these, so that's cool, I guess.
know,
Are you
is she
guys
good at
excited for
screenplays?
these? No, she's never written screenplays before.
Well, it's a good thing to test herself on.
She read how to write screenplays for dummies, and she'll be fine.
She's got
That's all it
a
takes.
That's all-
pirated copy of Final Draft. She's ready to go.
Why pay for it?
She's in a
She's-
Starbucks.
She's
right
only
now.
a billionaire. Why
Yeah.
pay for it?
Yeah.
Well, that's how she got to be so rich, by not paying for software.
Adobe.
I don't know why. I guess it was just because that's when it came out. But I recently watched the last of the seventh book, the second parter of the seventh book movie.
Yeah, sounds
whatever
complicated.
I'm trying to say.
Deathly Hallows Part
Deathly
2.
Hallows 2.
Yeah.
That's a good finish to that series.
I think the back half of the whole series of movies is pretty damn good.
Yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 1 is very weak.
Well,
So stopping at the third movie is a bad idea?
Well,
that's
third
what I
movie
did.
was really good.
It
Fourth
was.
movie, I think, still might be the best.
Okay, well, I could get right on it.
You never read or watched them?
I read all of them.
Oh, okay. Whatever. You don't need to.
first, you're right. I mean, the first half of Deathly Hallows is all set up. So
Yeah. I mean, the book was bad in the exact same way as the movie was. Like, I don't know what they could
So
have
it's
done.
true to the source material.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So quiet down, nerds.
Yeah,
you got
exactly.
the film you deserve.
All right.
What next?
This is a combo
This
TV
manufactured
story,
combo.
New fast food item.
crowdsourcing story,
If I knew what that
And
was, it'd be exciting.
pedophilia.
Is this
story.
is this similar to the combination Taco Bell Pizza Hut?
It's basically the same thing.
Taco
Can
Hut.
I get exclusive Baja Blast from this story? Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Only the Halo variety.
Okay.
It's like
Continue,
It's like
please.
Jared used to go to those combo and get breadsticks with refried beans on them.
It's weird.
He demanded it.
Call that the special.
Yeah, it was special, all right.
Right.
Especially at 3 a.m.
Chris Hansen is crowdsourcing a new version of To Catch a Predator.
Oh.
So do
great.
you guys remember this show?
I remember it being a phenomenon. I never watched one episode.
You better be on high alert, Adam.
Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator caught its last predator in 2008, a long 7-year span in which an untold number of sexual offenders have obviously been roaming free.
Yep.
I mean, without the show, how are we catching them?
So
Is
now,
it like a catch and release program? I mean,
yeah.
It's
do
like
they,
a-
do they tag them and then send them back into the wild?
It's not a big enough predator. So we got to send it back out.
Not an
so they-
apex predator.
as reported by the LA Times, Chris Hansen is launching a Kickstarter campaign to raise $400,000 for a new edition of the series titled Hansen versus Predator. Like
I think you
it's
should-
the band.
You might want to crowdsource a better title.
the
too.
name. What if it was the band Hansen
Oh,
versus the actual Predator?
I like that.
bop, right on the head. I don't know.
You were so close. No, if we would write our
Cut that
material out ahead of
Cut
time,
that out.
bop, and then the next line would have been killer. If
Yeah.
we just would have spent like
You got to
10
workshop.
minutes
You
on
got to
it.
workshop it a
Gotta
little more.
workshop it.
So
We need a writer's room. Is what we need.
the show will once again find the former NBC News reporter teaming up with law enforcement agents to ensnare guys who only want to talk to young boys and girls, just to happen to have all these beers and condoms for whatever.
What has Chris Hansen been up to in the interim?
I don't know if he's done anything. He's trying to get this.
He was
this
trying to
show
figure out
picked
how to
back
set up a crowdsourcing
Yeah,
for
Really.
5 years. 6
Kickstarter's
years.
hard.
He was a VC funder for Kickstarter. He had to get that going first.
Yeah, he had to create something that would allow him to.
This quote was pretty good. This is from Chris Hansen. When we did it before, there were only chat rooms on AOL and Yahoo. Now there are 22 ways to communicate online.
To be fair,
He's
2000,
cataloged all 22 ways.
2009, a lot of things were happening, even in 2009.
Yes,
I mean,
were-
I was on Facebook in 2009.
Right.
Chris, come on.
IRC.
Yeah. Back when we were doing this, we had tin cans and string.
There are more
But
than
things
22.
have really changed.
Is he aware of Snapchat?
So what's your hopeful backer reward for?
I don't know. I got to
for
think
this?
that one of the top tier ones has got to be, to be one of the featured predators, right?
Yeah, you could be a predator.
You could be cast as a
Yeah.
predator.
yeah.
Don't you think? I mean, it's going to be your big break. It's how
Yeah.
you're going to get in. You're going to get in the business. See?
What about like you $50 and then you get some of like the captured the band contraband of like you get some of the
Oh, some of those condoms.
maybe like a 6-pack of beer that Hansen stole off one of those guys.
There you go.
Condoms has to be at least $100.
Is it domestic beer though? Probably.
Probably, but
Yeah.
but more than likely a tall boy.
Okay.
And we know how you like tall boys.
I do.
It's all a bat though. A bat.
It's my love of tall boys that's going to get me on the show.
Ice House, some Ice House, perhaps.
Have you guys ever read criticisms of this show or these sorts of sting
I have.
operations?
I will say that I have had almost next to no interest in this program during its original run, and I continue to have that abundant interest.
So he's saying next story.
No, I'm just saying that I have nothing more to contribute to the conversation other than dumb jokes. So
That's fine.
be ready for that.
Like that
They're
MMMBop, we were almost there.
Well, like the stuff I've read basically says that the people that they're catching doing this are probably
harmless.
not the predators that we need to be focusing on, right? Like they're dumb. They're getting caught by
Right.
the most obvious means possible.
Well, they're going to have to come up with new ways to trap them too, because
Yeah.
we all know the ways they do it now.
It's sort of like finding Squatch. You know that show, Finding Bigfoot? Every time they have a new technique of trying to attract it. So that could be his thing, you know? Like, oh, this time I'm going to bang a
like
stick
an
across.
episode of Star Trek. Like it's always got new technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this week I'll bang a stick against a tree to get the predators to come, and next week I'll do a Yeti call. I mean, it just the possibilities are endless.
Right. But unlike Finding Squatch, predators do exist.
I think if you go to Finding Squatch, you might find a couple predators on that show that are looking for Squatch.
Have you donated? I guess
Bobo, I'm
that's the
looking
big-
at you.
The big question, Adam. Or have you contributed to this crowdsource?
It's not up yet.
You have dollars reserved?
We're now at the point with Kickstarter where people are pre-announcing their Kickstarters.
Adam's actually at home when he's not on the scope, just hitting refresh over and over and over again.
Kickstarter.com/Chris Hansen.
Do you
Like
prefer
refresh.
the Kickstarter model or like the Indiegogo model?
Considering that Indiegogo is continually the source for like scam medicine things, I guess I'd say Kickstarter.
Herbal remedies.
Herbal remedies and such. Yeah.
That's generally what they're known for, right?
Well, no, I'm saying that that those sorts of products don't go to Kickstarter because
Okay.
I guess Kickstarter has something else that they say we'll shut your campaign down if it's found to be whatever.
Have you contributed to any Indiegogo campaigns?
I have not.
Me either.
I mean,
I have.
obviously, for that cop that shot the dude in South Carolina, I was immediately backing his.
That's more of a GoFundMe thing.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Hate pizza and all that cool stuff.
Good stuff.
All right. What do you guys want to talk about next?
I hope you have more crowdsourcing stories because that's really my wheelhouse, my bailiwick.
Jared digs right in there.
All right. How about this? This is kind of like crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to spend?
I have a hunch it isn't.
Would you be willing to spend $10 per month to no longer have ads on YouTube videos? Because that's what YouTube is apparently going to start asking people for.
I
No.
can install an ad blocker for free.
Yeah. And
I wonder if they know that people can do that.
I'm sure they do.
Okay.
But you can't on, let's say, an iPad.
True. That's true. It doesn't work on mobile.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
So a premium YouTube subscription service is expected to debut within the next few months, according to The Verge.
Mm-hmm.
Expected $10 per month. You will have 2 additional things, maybe more, but this is all we know so far.
Okay.
No ads.
Okay.
And some of those ads you can't skip, right? It's like,
Yeah.
it's a 30-second pre-roll. And
You're
you can't-
stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I got the freaking Netflix sizzle reel showing up repeatedly, it's like, come on.
Jared loves
we
a good.
get it.
I mean, we know you're a fan of a good sizzle reel,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Also, the ability to store videos offline. That's the secondary piece. Now,
Okay,
this can't
interesting.
be the Firefox and Chrome extensions that let you just
Yeah.
download the FLV file or whatever.
FLV. It's not 2008. Come on.
A lot of them are still
it's a
FLVs.
QWN file.
Everything's been converted to MP4.
Well, my add-on downloads them as FLVs for some reason.
Your add-on's bullshit. Wait, so let me ask you this. So this
All
is
right.
just
How does this impact people, Jared?
this is you're not subscribing to a specific channel.
Right, you're
You're
subscribing
subscribing to YouTube.
Exactly.
And how do the channel content producers get a cut of that?
Well,
I mean,
here's the thing.
We do have this show is on YouTube right now.
Right.
Yeah.
How is that going to
Whoa,
impact
meta.
our $2.50 of revenue we made in 2014?
Wow.
So,
But we're going up. Everything's looking up, guys.
Going up.
yeah,
like a
each-
rocket ship.
Each channel will have the ability to enable or disable this feature,
Okay.
right? So if you say no, then right, but then the users are still going to get ads. So
well, because I
I'm-
know that there's a feature where you can, some producers already have pay channels.
Mhm.
Like you can basically pay a fee for just that channel.
Yep.
And they can also optionally make other of their channels commercial free.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if that's going away or if that's sort of an additional thing. There's a lot of details.
There's a
I
lot of
think.
question marks. That's if my investigative reporting saying a lot of question marks.
Well, it's not going to be announced for the next couple months, so
I
maybe
feel
we'll get
bad.
answers then.
I don't know how the content producers who rely on YouTube for a living and the ad revenue, how is that going to impact them?
I'm just going to say this.
I'm not worried about PewDiePie.
If we go down
okay.
even 50 cents for our revenue in 2015 because of this, I'm done with YouTube.
We're moving to Vimeo.
$2 is my
Right.
bottom line for what I make on this show.
Well, I think this is.
By the way, I haven't seen my royalty check yet.
uh-huh. We haven't. I don't think we've even hit the point where Google AdWords or AdSense will pay out.
Well, I'll look for
I think
some-
there's like a threshold before they'll even cut you a check.
Is it okay if I look around the studio for loose change?
I got some, like, about 23 cents in my pocket. I'll give it to you.
That'll do. That'll do, pig.
Okay. I think this is the crowdfunding models of like Patreon. I was going to say Subbable, but that's not around anymore because they were bought by Patreon. But things like Patreon, and I think there's other services too, are I guess even more important now to
Babble
content
Bubble.
creators.
Yeah.
So patreon.com/The Scope Show.
Nice, Jared.
Ding.
In
He's
case
always
you're
selling
interested in
us.
supporting.
He's always selling us.
All right, let's
Go.
talk about here some quick ones. Comcast wants DirecTV to stop airing those Rob Lowe ads.
They're funny. I disagree.
They're
Next.
funny. They're not funny.
Creepy Rob Lowe.
Right. According to the
They're not interested in competition. They can't handle it. They can't.
Whatever
they can't take the
Comcast
heat.
wants, I don't want. Next.
but according to the Council of Better Business Bureau's National Advertising Division, or Cobbnad,
Cobbnad. That's Adam's new nickname. Next story,
man,
Cobbnad.
why do I have to get that one?
This is just the sort of thing that happens.
It's
when
an
you work.
anagram of your name.
Have you guys seen 22 Jump Street?
No, but I did set it to record on my TiVo from HBO sometime in the near future. So we'll see it then.
What about you, Shane?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to.
All right. Well, there's watch during the credits because there's a funny thing that happens, and
What about the rest of the movie? Funny things?
I like the whole movie. The whole movie's great. But
good.
the
I
thing
look
that
forward to it.
happens during that, who are the two guys that Miller and Lord? They're saying that stuff is canon. So I don't want to
Okay.
spoil it, but it's funny. So there you go.
I look forward to
quick
it.
question. Is Cobbnad 2 B's for Cobb?
2 B's.
I'm going to write that down.
Cobbnad.
Cobbnad.
Nad.
Nad. Cobbnad. Cobbnad.
Yep.
Is there any camel casing on that, or is it all caps?
There's a lot of camel toes. What?
Next.
Next,
Got to move it along.
Last Man on Earth.
Yeah.
we watching it?
I'm about 3 episodes behind.
Okay.
I'm watching it. I have issues, but go ahead.
It has been picked up for a second season.
I need to figure
Uh,
Phil out because he's really annoying. But go ahead.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. Do you guys like it?
Picked up by Fox.
Picked up for a TV movie, not a series.
How I don't know how that could possibly be any good.
The original movie sucks, so I agree.
I will agree the original movie is not great.
Right.
But I mean, you have the whole culture that's sprung up
Yeah.
around it.
That's what's fun about that movie.
I don't know
Yes.
how you make that a TV thing and have it at all be successful.
Here's what you do. You play it on Comedy Central when I was a kid all the time
Yeah.
at 3 o'clock when I got home from school, and then I would turn it off.
My-
But they kept doing it every day.
That's right. My favorite part of Rocky Horror
Yeah.
is the
Susan Sarandon's really sexy glasses.
2.5 minutes of it we saw in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I needed. That said it all.
You remembered everything.
Such a contrarian. I have fond memories of going to a few shows in my teen years.
I thought you were
but,
going to say in your lingerie.
I haven't kept up with the culture nor had really much interest.
Well, that's
in it.
'cause
Why are you winking at me when you say that?
It's because the room exists. The room
it's a dust in my
has
eye or
replaced Rocky Horror as the thing to go to.
What
and
is
yell-
The Room?
The Room? The bad movie. The Room.
Is
Never-
that who
never
stars
heard of
that?
it. Next story.
J-Lo?
How do you guys?
Is J-Lo in that?
How,
or no,
how-
that's the cell,
how have you
Jared.
been on the internet and not heard of this?
Adam, we're over
phenomenon?
40.
It's not. It's not.
We're
an
lucky.
age
We're
thing.
lucky that we're seeing the Facebooks.
Speak for yourself.
All right. Brad Bird. He's already said he's going to be writing The Incredibles 2,
He took long enough, didn't he?
and now he says he's started writing The
All
Incredibles
right, Brad
2.
Bird.
So that's our update on that.
One of the best Pixar movies there is.
I fully agree.
Jared doesn't like to watch cartoons anymore. Did you hear that news? That news flash?
Doesn't like to watch cartoons.
Hasn't seen a bunch of the latest Pixar films.
That's true. I haven't.
But
You're fired.
Brave was fine.
Brave was fine.
What Cars 2? is
Cars I did
good?
not see.
Okay. So
What's the newest one? I didn't see.
Wally? Have you seen
No,
Wally?
what came out? Monsters U. I never saw that.
Monsters U
Monsters
was
U.
What came out? Wasn't there one this
middling.
past year that came out?
No.
Up.
I saw it.
See, you saw the.
Are you going to
ones.
see the new one that stars Amy Poehler?
I don't know. We'll see.
She changed her hair.
It's all
Speaking
same.
of-
It's all
red.
shades of the same thing as far as I'm concerned.
Speaking of
Oh,
Phil Lord
not
and
as
Chris
interesting.
Miller, they've been hired to punch up the script for the film version of The Flash. I didn't know this was a thing.
It's
Yeah.
so confusing. It stars Ezra Miller from Perks of Being a Wallflower, as a
Yep.
matter of fact.
Now, is it in the same universe
No.
as the TV?
No, why would we do that?
No, why would you squander or why would you use any of that goodwill that's been built up
Yeah.
by your TV universe that continues to expand, by the way?
They apparently cannot use Batman or Superman.
No, but you got Supergirl in a universe that's shared, but not have her actually show up on the other shows ever.
Okay, and I got three.
Jared and I are angry about the DC TV.
You guys are
early.
just always angry. Three quick
Cobbnad,
ones.
what's
These are all-
next?
There's just decisions that are so obvious that they should be making, and they're just not doing it.
All right, so these are three
Go ahead.
reboot or reimaginings.
Go.
First, The Gremlins. There's a reboot coming. How do we feel about that?
Waste of time.
All
Don't
right.
bother.
Next.
Because Gremlins 2 was obviously
A lot
superior.
of
They
people
should just
say
remake that.
Gremlins 2 is an underrated classic, Adam.
It's fine.
I've never seen the whole thing. It does have Billy in it. Billy.
It does have Billy in it.
Good. Then I'm in.
Okay.
Let's watch it.
You
Screener.
mean the reboot? You're saying this is the reboot?
No, the original.
Oh,
Original.
Yeah, number 2.
Next.
Pinocchio, live action remake.
Whatever.
Robert
sure.
Downey Jr. has been talking about that. Is he involved in this? Because he was on Stern talking
This
about
is Disney's new thing now. Is to do live action versions of all of her.
Oh, you know
classic
what? I
films.
watched, what was the one with Angelina Jolie?
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Maleficent?
I watched that.
Yeah.
It was kind of good.
I have that on my TiVo. I'll
Guess
watch
what?
It too.
They're going to do an animated version of the live action version, which was an animated take.
Interesting.
Finally,
Because how did Cinderella do, by the way?
Did
that-
well.
did it
And
well? Yeah,
Audrey,
so, I
my
mean-
wife and daughter saw it and loved
And they got,
it.
they have
No.
Beauty and the Beast in the works.
With Emma?
In the works, yeah.
Watson?
there's 2 Pinocchio things happening. This is Disney's. Robert Downey Jr.'s is not Disney's. There's
Oh.
a different Pinocchio
I
story.
thought you were pointing at your junk when you did that. That's
Yeah.
the other Pinocchio thing.
I was going to say, there's probably a porn parody.
Okay, this is the last
What
one.
would the name of that be, Shane?
Pinoc my hole? I don't know.
Pediclio.
Interesting. There's definitely a porn title there. I'm just trying to think. It's probably already been done.
We're way out of practice. We've had 2 jokes we could have nailed, and we did not stick the landing.
No, if it makes you feel any better, there's never been an episode where we nailed those. So
Gotcha.
even when we were doing them every week. Finally,
I feel like Pinocchio hole is probably as close as you're going to get.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I'm ready
I had to think about that for a bit.
okay.
Pinocchio.
Finally,
hole.
we're gonna try to end the news here. We're gonna go out on top. One more remake. It's
Yep.
the one that I think we can all agree of. In a news series filled with a lot of remakes and reimaginings,
Mhm.
this
Is this-
one's the one you're gonna.
Is this
going to
be the foundation of a brand new interrelated world?
If it is,
Yeah.
we're really lucky
Okay.
because She's All That is getting a remake.
What?
He drops it.
But She's All That was a remake of My Fair Lady, which was a remake of Pygmalion. So
Right.
whatever.
And we just
Same
we had
story.
a chance just to go right into coming soon.
What?
And we missed it.
Oh,
Do it anyway.
I'm cold. The show hasn't been. We haven't done the show in months. Pinocchio hole.
All right, coming soon. We're doing that, right?
Yep.
I think we're sticking with it. That's your cue, sir.
Music.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of any of these people except for one. Beth Hart. Dance Gavin Dance. Kind of like that name. Reba McEntire. I think I've heard of her.
Hot New Country, Reba.
Sabrina Carpenter. Shawn Mendes. And Paulini. Those are literally all of the new songs.
Let's do our
albums
David
coming.
Letterman imitation from the 90s.
All right. Movies.
Films, motion pictures, talkies.
Should I start with the biggest one or end with the biggest one?
Jared, that's up to you.
End with the biggest one.
All right. First, we've got Child 44. It's
What?
an upcoming mystery thriller directed by Daniel Espinosa.
So this
Base-
doesn't have a Chucky in it.
No.
There's not a Chucky.
It's based on Tob Rob Smith's novel Child 44 from 2008. But Tom Hardy's in it. Gary Oldman's in it. Like all these people. I've never heard of this movie, though.
Tucker Carlson?
No, Tucker Carlson. What?
Is Tom Hardy in a car the entire time? Like he wasn't locked?
Set during Stalin's Soviet Union rule,
Oh.
disgraced MGB agent Leo Demidov, Tom Hardy, is tasked with investigating a strange and brutal series of child murders.
We're spending too much time on this.
Okay, Monkey Kingdom. That's the Disney macaques flying around. You know, it's like March of the Penguins.
Sure,
with
I'm
monkeys.
in. Why
Okay.
not?
Is Morgan Freeman narrating?
I don't know who's narrating it. I think
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker.
You can hear the bow tie.
Unfriended. This is the horror thriller movie based on social media.
So you get unfriended and then 2 days later you're dead?
Yeah. A girl kills herself because a video
Yep.
of her passed out at a party surfaces, and then she haunts them.
I've read
or
a little bit
something.
about this one, actually.
Okay, good. It's a face. Finally,
Give
Was
him
it,
a Larry
Vine?
David.
Was it a Vine video? 6 seconds? That was enough to do people in?
this documentary about mall security guards is coming out. Paul Blart,
Oh my
Mall
God.
Cop 2.
As I was saying off the air, children of a certain age
Children are
love
idiots.
Paul Blart. Love Paul Blart.
Would your child be one of them?
Yes.
Do you think that maybe she's aged out of that love now?
No, she's been talking about it.
Are you embarrassed?
Just yesterday. Yes.
Now, okay, how
So
old
she
is
wants
she?
the Play-Doh Fun Factory and Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Not
Part
even that.
2.
She's way past Play-Doh.
How old is she?
10.
When you were 10, was there an equivalent that little Shane, 10-year-old Shane, liked when he was 10?
Something
Someone's 2.
stupid. Well, I mean, at that time, it was pretty close to the age of Pee Wee Herman, maybe a little bit later.
Okay.
So you have that, which parents probably would say, "What the hell is going on with this guy?"
Right.
But you cannot compare Pee Wee Herman to Paul Blart.
I mean, we can't.
Cannot be done.
But that's a hot take that you're...
It is a hot take. Thank you. That's a new scope bit. The hot take.
Yeah, we invented the hot take.
Hot take.
All right, home video.
Trying to
Home
get a lot
releases.
of notes over there. Home release.
Like nothing.
Let's go. Writing a book.
Let's skip all.
Okay, done. Next.
All the Chris Hansen Predators are on home release now.
Yeah.
With the ankle bracelets on.
Video games.
Yeah.
This is the last area. Last genre. No, it's a category. We'll call it a category. Age of Wonders 3 for Mac and Linux. I think it came out for Windows already.
Like Annie-Linux?
Yeah.
Is that the platform?
Yeah.
No more I love yous, Jared. Language
Grand
is
Theft
leaving me.
Auto 5 is finally making its Windows release. You gonna play it again on the system that you don't own?
I
Personal
I
computer.
still haven't played it again on the Xbox One when I got it for $25,
right.
which I will. I've been reading a lot about how great this new version looks on PC.
Yeah.
And it's getting me interested to see what it looks like on the Xbox One again.
All right. Knights of Pen and Paper 2
No.
on Windows, iOS, and Android.
I mean,
about?
yes.
Oh, hey. Have you seen this week's Humble Bundle?
No, what's on it?
It is all board games. It's Steam versions of board games.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jared's already there.
Can you buy
He's
it?
like
So
Target lady. He just ran off the show. What aisle did you get that in?
I want to have someone to play against. So
success.
all right, Titan Souls. I don't know. Yeah, Titan Souls. Some other game.
What is this? All right. What's the name of that?
Jared,
bundle?
you can humble bumble it after.
No, I need to know.
Humble
about this.
bumble.
It's like the tabletop bundle or something. I don't know. It's the first one. It's like the main
It's a
one.
top bumble.
I'm not seeing it.
I wonder if it
I might
ended.
have missed it.
Did it end
We'll talk about
yesterday?
it after the
All
show.
right, yeah.
Let's talk about it after one last thing, Jared.
Hit it or miss it, hit of the week. Hit it or miss it, miss of the week. Look out!
Adam?
Yeah, hi,
I
what's
think
up?
it's you, right?
Yeah.
Alphabetically, this is how it falls.
Yeah.
The show of Adam continues with his hit it or miss it of the week. Please.
I've selected for my hit it or miss it. I chose a hit it.
Pinocchio hole. It's a hit. Hot hit. They just made it, Jared. The porn industry heard our cries.
Jared, it's the weekly Humble Bundle. You'll find it there.
Oh, I went to the weekly tab. Yeah. Okay.
It is a video game I have selected.
A video game?
Yep. It is Mortal Kombat X, not Mortal Kombat 10. They're calling it Mortal Kombat X.
Okay.
For personal computers
Mhm.
running the Windows operating system and PlayStation 4 and Xbox Ones.
Are you getting it?
I am. I've pre-ordered it. At,
$10 savings.
$10. I know $10 savings later on. It's a 20% savings up front for being a game whatever unlimited guy.
Gotcha.
And I had a $5 credit. Then I get a $10 credit on a future purchase.
How much did it cost you?
$43.
Not bad.
No.
Did you get that quick question? That really hard game for PS4? Was it like Bloodstone or
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne? Did you get
I
that?
have played the predecessor, Demon Souls. Demon
Souls 2?
Demon Souls 2 and Demon Souls. I did not like those games at all. I got them on really cheap Steam sales, and I can't stand those types of games. So
Done.
no.
So
Hit it or
that's-
miss
So
it.
that's a no to Bloodborne.
Right.
No.
I would like to. I would like to be a person that can play those games. I just don't think I'm that kind of. I'm too old, I think is what's happened.
Oh, my God.
Too old now to play.
We've reached that moment,
Yeah.
Jared.
It's happened.
Under the scope.
Guys go away for 2 months and they turn into old men.
It's been a progression. It's a sliding scale.
It really is.
It's a spectrum.
Jared, this is where you shine.
I know. There's not a lot to talk about, though. We've been gone for a long time, so any comments we may have had on those previous episodes, they're sort of...
People are probably talking about Christmas Vacation or
Yeah.
something.
The movie, they're rebooting that too.
I
Yep.
saw the photo.
Rated R.
They look old. Chevy Chase is old. Shouldn't do it. I want to talk to you about... We might want to do this... I feel like we want to move follow-up to the A block at some point. Let's show structure things. I'm trying to think... Instead of having the comments here at the end, just sort of move it to the A block, and if we have comments, we read them. If we don't, we just skip right over that. But
I
that's
like
a topic for another time.
I think people should
I
comment.
don't like
about
how he's
that idea.
workshopping in the middle of episode 202.
We've been doing that the whole time. 202. We're gonna get the show off the ground at some point.
The workshop episode.
Yeah, Shane, this is actually episode .202. We're working our way towards version 1.
Right.
Gotcha.
We're not. We're just as a release candidate right now. Golden
Not
Master,
even
right down the
not
back.
even GM.
A golden master.
Folks, if you'd like to comment on the show, you can write in at comments@thescopeshow.com. You can call our voicemail line at 612-21-SCOPE. That is 612-217-2673. Or you can find us on social media. Just don't unfriend us if you see some crazy video because we will kill ourselves.
We will.
I think that's how the story goes. I don't know. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
All of those links are at the website, thescopeshow.com. And if you'd like to support the show, head on over to thescopeshow.com/Amazon. We have an Amazon affiliates link there, and you can
We're back.
make a purchase. We've gotten a little chunk of money from that so far.
Have you been using it, Adam? Yeah. Me too.
I don't, since it's under my name, I don't get any credit for my Amazon purchases. So.
Here's what you do: you tell me to buy stuff for you,
Okay.
And then you make money.
then you
again.
give me money
And then,
for that.
in 1 month's time, when we convene to record again, unless you're busy and out of town, I will get my stuff. I see how this works. I suppose you could have it shipped to me. We're workshopping. We're workshopping. A way to get money in the show. If you feel like offsetting my failed support of the show through Amazon, though, by all means, click on that link, make your purchase. A small percentage goes back to us. Doesn't cost you any more, and you feel good when Adam does this weird little pose he's
I
doing
like
over
it.
there.
It's,
What is that?
It's sort of a fashion model,
Like,
Adam.
yeah, look at me. Folks, listen here. And if you're into the whole crowdfunding thing, support,
Crowdsourcing, I have it written down.
whatever, head on over to patreon.com/thescopeshow. You can pledge as little as $1 an episode. You can set a monthly cap, and you can cancel anytime, but why would you do that? Once you're in,
Stay in.
and you feel good about supporting quality programming like this, you're probably not going to want to cancel. So that is
Look, you either give us money,
Mm-hmm.
or you spend that same money every month on your Starbucks coffee
Or your
and-
school loans.
and
your
then
mortgage.
they talk to you about being racist.
Yeah. Who
So
wants
we're
that?
actually helping.
And look, we're not gonna go right to your hips like that Starbucks coffee
Right.
is. So
But we should talk about.
we might
race.
grab your ass.
We will definitely talk about race.
We will. Race together, guys. Hashtag race together. Anyway, we should talk about doing some Patreon perks at some point. So, like $1, $5, those kind of pledge levels to try to get people interested in the show a little bit
Sure.
more.
Shane should stop offering dick pics then.
Well, those I give away for free.
What I'm saying is if people pledge, say someone pledges at $10 per episode level,
Right.
you'll stop sending them. dick pics.
There we go.
Yeah. Like
This is an opt-out scenario.
we call that negative reinforcement.
Right.
One of those things.
Anyway, Shane, back to you.
Jared and Adam, what would be the porno name for Golden Master?
Golden Master.
I mean, it's got
That's obvious, right?
Yeah.
We don't
Golden-
even say it.
Golden Masturbate?
golden showers and
Oh,
masturbate.
That's a great match game. With either Golden Masturbate or Golden Shower
Yeah.
Gate.
That's not the best one. I don't know. I feel like there's a couple of obvious ways to go and not really any fun creative ways to go. So,
Gotcha.
It's two
Two on the nose.
two on. Yeah.
Two on
There
the
we go.
nose.
Two on the nose. And with that,
Yes.
let's wrap up 202. No workshopping next episode 203. It's going to be the real deal. So for Jared, Adam,
chips
and me,
are coming out.
We'll be back in a minute. Bye-bye. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope faithful. Days shall pass as if they were but a moment. And Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying, hasta luego. Tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.